Well, I'm on the farm today. I got the Massey 1105 fired up. It, knock on wood, it cranked right off on the first crank. It idled. It's been sitting out here all winter because I didn't have barn space this winter to park it inside, and even my Krone sat out all winter, and hopefully going to remedy that at some point. But got everything greased up. I'm just about ready. Today is April the 21st, and I'm cutting this field right here. And I've got my reasons. I'll elaborate in other videos, but I'm hoping. So it's been rainy. It's cold, and it's going to be cool in the mornings. But for the next 3 days, it's going to be warmer in the evenings, up to maybe even into the 70s. But there's going to be a lot of wind. I'm talking about 15-mile-an-hour type winds, and I'm hoping to take this field, and I've got a lot of sweet vernal grass here, and the seed, you know, it hadn't gone to seed yet. I want to clip it, but I've got other plans for this field, and I've got 2 directions I can go, maybe 3, to take hay this summer. But right now what I want to do is to clip it, and I'm going to square bale as much as I can. When I get up on the other end, there's a fair amount of sweet vernal grass, and the same thing down here on this end. I don't know why, but it is. And this is kind of the start of the refurbishing this field, and it's been a few years, and it's time. So I think I'm gonna get some pretty decent square bales out of this center section, and we'll forage test it, and it should be excellent hay. And I'll bale up whatever I can, and then probably, I would like not to round bale. There's just no money in round bales, but if push comes to shove, that's what I'll do. So got a few more things to do with the Krone and the Massey. Let me get done with that, and we'll pick up maybe after I make a round or 2. First cut 2024 about to get underway. All right, so knock on wood, everything's going okay. What I'm mowing right now is the upper end of this field. The good grass is down in the center, so I'm clipping off the ends, and I'm cutting this way instead of predominantly long ways like I normally do. Normally I just make a loop all the way around, but what I want to do here is to make it so I can bale certain parts of the field and know what the hay is. So the grass is pretty thin. I have not fertilized. I will fertilize after this cut. And it seems like at least on my lawn, when I take the first cut, the grass jumps like it's been fertilized. So there will be fertilizer going down on this field shortly after I get this baled up. So when we get to the wagons to the barn and this stuff is baled, if I put it in squares, we'll segregate this off from the better hay on down there. And again, I'm going to cut the end of the field on this end and the end of the field on that far end the same way. So this spot up here is just about finished. When I get done down here, I'll get out and we'll take a look. All right, just kind of stopped here, taking a look. This is actually some decent grass out in here. Definitely damp. I've got to lift it up just a touch. But so the goal here again is to clip the ends of the field this way, and when I get on that end of the field, take care of that one. And then I don't know if I'll go back and forth, or I'll probably go all the way down and come out into areas like this and cut like that for this center section. But some of this grass is pretty good. Some of it is just polluted with this autumn olive. I got autumn olive on my brain. It's programmed in after all these years. But sweet vernal grass, and I just want to kind of differentiate the good stuff from the better stuff. And there's no stems really, maybe a small stem here and there, but this is going to be some nice hay. The question remains whether I can get it dry. So again, the next couple of 3 days are going to be pivotal. They're going to be cold in the morning, but in the evenings it's going to be warm. Not going to be in the 80s or anything like that. It's going to be up around 70, 71, 72, and then it's going to be a lot of wind. I'm counting on the sun and the wind more than the temperature to dry this hay out. So I'm cutting close, purposely cutting close on this cut. So let me come back. So I'm down here on this section of the field from up there, and obviously you can see I cannot cut a straight line. That's okay. I'm not sure I'm gonna need to ted this hay, at least on these two ends. It's so thin, but we'll see. Still going. The vernal grass is not as bad up in this part of this lower section as it is down that way. And then I'll go like this on that center section. But the Krone's doing a fine job. The Massey Ferguson 1105, knock on wood. I just basically did some maintenance and cranked it up. I'm always paranoid of a breakdown with this Massey, this big Massey Ferguson 1105. I think it weighs out about 15,500, 600 pounds, something like that. They put it on scales when they brought it in from Indiana. And it's not like I can hook the Model 50 to it or the pickup truck out there and drag it out of the field. So I'm sacrificing yield, obviously, by not fertilizing on the first cut. And you know, it's as thin as a drought-ridden second or third cutting, but I've got plans to take me through the summer for volume of hay and really, really good quality. And again, I'll share that in other videos to come. All right, so I've finished this section down in here, and the Krone's really doing a nice job. The grass is dry, and it was really wet earlier today. Sometimes where my Krone gouges a little bit, the dirt comes up pretty easy. I hit a groundhog hole over there a little earlier, and I did a little excavating with the Krone, but the worst of the vernal grass is down that way. But let's see what I got here. There's really minimal stems in this, and that's really from the vernal grass. And there's some bluegrass in here too, I'm sure. So what we'll do now is we'll start cutting in this direction and knock out that center section, and that's going to really make it nice as far as baling and being able to kind of come down in here and make a turn and go back. And I'll bale probably these ends first. One of the nice things about cutting in this direction is when the sun comes up, it casts a shadow off that mountain in behind those trees up there. And sometimes it takes a little longer for that to dry down along that creek and those and that wood line. So sometimes it's nice to cut in this direction and work your way down towards that end, towards the end of your baling. And I suppose from a compaction standpoint, it's probably a good idea to go perpendicular to the normal direction, which is, I typically like a big long row going this way, but kind of deviating from that right now. So let me walk over here. Like I say, the wind kind of died down at the moment, but the wind was going pretty good just a little bit ago. And just walk over here to this very first row that I cut. And I kind of feel like you can see it's kind of, you know, the wind's already started turning some of this stuff lighter green, kind of a more of a pastel color as it starts taking moisture off of it. So I don't expect a lot of hay out of here, but I was really surprised last year with second cutting how much we got. So let me continue the cut and I'll come back. Obviously the way I'm cutting, where I come out into the headlands, is not quite as efficient as just going round and round, but there is a reason for what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So I'm not just guessing here, but even my reasoning might be wrong, but I can explain. You know, nobody's going to come to me and say, what'd you do that for? And I'd say, well, I don't know. So I may have mentioned it, even in this cut going this way, I'm taking it in sections and just kind of going around and around and knocking it out. The sun's out now, shining pretty strong. I've got high hopes that I can turn this hay and bale it here in the next 3 days. Still continuing the cut here with the Krone and the Massey Ferguson. This is a 1977 Massey Ferguson 1105. If you're new to the channel, the Krone was a leftover at a dealer. I bought it in 2019, I believe, but I think it sat on the lot for probably a year and a half. And I've got videos on when I bought it and a review of it. You know, if you're interested, just kind of go back and take a look, see at that stuff. Alright, so I'm not quite done yet, but I'm getting there. And I got this little section to do right here, and then I got to go around the back perimeter of the field. Massey Ferguson 1105 is doing a fine job. Like I said in the beginning, I started out clipping the ends of this field on this end and the one down there, on that end down there, and then I'm going back and forth like this, where the really good hay is right here in the center. So starting to lose the sun, and again, I'm counting on some excellent days here the next 3 days in order to bale hay. So I'm just going to kind of leave it right there. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll pick up again. I don't know if when I'm raking or tedding or what I'm going to do. Just kind of working this field and feeling my way through it as I go. I can't say as I've ever cut as early as April 21st on this farm, and people going up and down the road that actually make hay probably think I'm crazy. But anyway, the Krone 2801cv, the 1977 Massey Ferguson 1105 with the Perkins 354 turbocharged diesel. And we'll talk to you later. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share, and we'll talk to you later.